So it's a nice sunny but a bit cold and windy day today. Just making my way past Ryde Super Bowl and then along to Puckpool Park and then along to Seaview. What you instantly notice on this part of the route is you've got the sea. It's the first time we've really had a good look at the sea for any sort of period of time on the route. I think we're going to find that for most of the day today, apart from when we go up through Bembridge, or like after Bembridge. But yeah, it's a lot prettier and there's a lot more to see on this part of the route. So in the summer down here, this is one of the best beaches on the island. It's a really great place to come and swim, but a little bit too cold for that today, I'm afraid. I don't think there's anyone brave enough to be out there today. If you're thinking of wild camping on the route, which I know some of you are, there are showers here in Ryde that you can use, but obviously it's the middle of winter here at the moment, so that's going to be pretty cold for you. But in the summer, you've got a good chance to shower there. And I believe there's some showers down in Sandown, but we'll check that out later when we get nearer. So I'm attempting this coming up to the shortest day of the year, so one of my biggest concerns is how much light I've got during the day to complete the route. If you're coming in the summer, you've obviously got a lot longer to do it, but what you might want to consider is if you want to explore any of these places on the way, you might not want to just do it in 4 days. You might want to do it in 5 or 7 days. Then you can really get to explore the area. So our first landmark today is Appley Tower. Built by the Hutt family in 1875. It's a really interesting little building, this, right on the front. I think it was built as a little folly for the main house, which was a bit further up. But yeah, a really cool little castle on the beach. So you do have an option here to take a slight deviation. If you want to go through Puckpool Park, you can come out the other side and you'll come out exactly where we're going. It's an old military fort and it is worth looking around, but I'm going to carry on going this way today. So there is a stop off you can take just before you get to Seaview. That's the boathouse here. You just want to stop and get some lunch, but you can also stay there as well because it is a hotel too. So if you're looking for somewhere to stay, this might be a good option for you. So just coming into Seaview now. Interesting fact about Seaview. It's got one of the highest second home ownership rates anywhere in the country. So there's not a huge amount of people that live here all year round. Anyway, you've got a few shops up here in town, a few cafes and a few restaurants as well. So it's definitely worth a stop off on the way. So I just bumped into a lady back there who said you can actually walk along the beach here when the tide's out. So you don't need to go up into Seaview town. But the tide's in today, so no chance of that.
Celebrity gossip.
So I've heard a rumour that Madonna actually has one of the houses along here. I don't know how true that is. Might just be one of those local stories you hear. But yeah, apparently she lives just along there. So one big standout today, coming through from Ryde to Seaview, a lot of toilets on the way, so if you do need to use the toilet, you have got that. There hasn't been anything like that on the rest of the route. I'm just making my way across the Dover at Bembridge. Loads of wildlife down here, loads of bird life down here. Probably the prettiest part of the route so far. I think all the way through from Ryde to here has been really good. There's been something to look at all the way through the route, so it's been the best so far. As I've said before, I'm doing this in the winter, and this has been so far the coldest part of the route. I've got some gloves on, so you're going to need to pack some of that in your kit. I'll go through a kit list at some point, but you're definitely going to need some warm weather gear, especially if it gets cold like it is now. But it's definitely doable any time of the year, this route. When you've come across the Dover, you'll then turn left and you'll come past a load of houseboats. If you go a little bit further, you've got the Pilot Boat Inn. Now, that's a restaurant and a hotel, so if you do want to stay the night, that might be a good place to stop. So first real bit of scrambling I've had to do is down here on Bembridge Beach, by the lifeboat station. You might just want to check tide times as well, because I think if the tide was right up, you wouldn't necessarily be able to get through this bit. I don't know, there might be another bit of route that goes through round. In fact, there definitely is, but it wasn't signposted. It's not a particularly long part of the route that you'd have to scramble over. But as I said, if the tide was right in, I think you'd be getting wet feet coming across there. You can actually walk up the lifeboat station there behind me. I think they have special open days as well, where you can go and see them launching the boats. I thought there was a cafe back there, but there's not. So we're just going to push on, and I think we're going to make our way around the coast here and up to Culver. Just be aware if you come past the lifeboat station back up into town, just to look out for the sign, because that one there wasn't particularly clear. It looks like they've even cleared the fence recently, so just watch out for that one, otherwise you'll end up completely wrong place going up there. So it's been much more epic views today than I've experienced in either of the two other days. It's just endless sea along here. You can see right off into the horizon. You can only just about see land over there towards Portsmouth and Southsea over that way. Oh, these views are incredible. So another stop off we've got here is the Crab and Lobster. You can also stay there tonight, so again, another place you might want to think about stopping. So it's not incredibly clear by the signage, but you do come past the Crab and Lobster and you turn right and you just follow the road round inland a little bit. And that is where we find our first proper coastal path diversion of the day. We are back on the right track, hopefully. So another slight detour on the way to Culver. This looks quite new, this route. It's quite good as well. It's been properly sort of installed right through the woods here, so it's quite a nice bit to walk on. And if you want to see why there's a few coastal path diversions, check this out. As I said, you want to get down and do this walk before it's not here anymore, because a lot of this is falling into the sea quite rapidly. So there is another stop off here at the White Cliff Bay Holiday Camp, but this time of year nothing's open, but there's somewhere to get an ice cream up there when it's open, so that'll be quite nice in the summer. So we're just back down right on the coast, on the beach here. Check out this. This is White Cliff Bay Beach. Absolutely stunning. So I followed the signs again and it's brought me down here onto the beach. It's a nice little cafe back there, but again, not open this time of year. But I just want to point out, I've come down here and I'm assuming that the path goes around on the beach. But again, if the tide's in, I don't think you can do this. So yeah, as I thought, I think that is the correct route. But you want to check the tide times, because if that comes right in there, you're not going to be able to get through there. So I'm not quite sure what that place was, but it looks like they want your shells. But it looks like they also want your shoes. Yeah, have a look. So this is probably one of the steepest parts of the route, just coming up to Culver, but the views are totally worth it. You can see the entire route that I've just walked and a lot of the route that I'm going to walk tomorrow. Right next to the Lord Yarborough Monument, we've got the Culver Haven, which is a pub up here. Great place to stop and have some food. It seems to be open pretty much all the time as well, so even if we're coming this time of year, you can go in there. Anyway, I'm not going to stop there. I'm carrying on down to Sandown, which is where I'm going to stop today. Sandown's got a bit of a reputation of being a little bit run down and not so great anymore. There does seem to be a lot of work going on though. It does seem to be a lot of new places coming up, replacing the old stuff that's not so great. And definitely go and check out the pier, because it's one of the best piers in the UK. It is your typical seaside fare for the UK, but definitely worth going and checking it out. And the views at the end are brilliant. So more toilet spotting. So yeah, as you come down off Culver, there are some more toilets there. I thought there used to be showers there as well, but it doesn't look like there's any over there. Actually, no, I think there are. They're outdoor showers though, so you're only going to want to really use them in the summer. But yeah, another toilet on the route. So I'm just going to head to bed. I've got an early start tomorrow because it's quite a long part of the route tomorrow. But today was all right. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty easy to find everywhere. There was no problems on the route really. I'm not sure. When I ended up on the beach, I think I actually went the wrong way there. So it might have been me rather than the signs being wrong. But anyway, I'm going to head to sleep and I'll see you guys tomorrow.